Have you noticed that some people seem to have a natural magnetism? Wherever they go, they gain attention, arouse interest, and create deep connections without the slightest effort. And there is the question, is there a secret behind it? The answer is yes. And today, you will find a proven psychological trick that makes 93% of people like you almost instantly. But before revealing this secret, think to me, how many times did you feel that you were trying to please someone, but it seemed that nothing worked? Whether in a love relationship, at work, or even in a wheel of friends, it seems that some people simply have this natural ability while others fight to be noticed. What makes this difference? What makes someone irresistible, charismatic, and impossible to ignore? The truth is that there is a powerful psychological mechanism acting behind the scenes of all social interaction. A subtle trigger, but when activated correctly, makes anyone feel affinity, connection, and even attraction for you. And the best of all, this has nothing to do with appearance, money, or social status. If you want to dominate the attraction game and build instant connections, stay with me until the end of this video, because what I will teach you can completely transform your way of relating. And look, this is not ageism. Scientific research has proven that this trigger activates an unconscious response in people's brains, making you automatically more attractive, interesting, and memorable. It is something that the great masters of seduction and persuasion use it all the time, without anyone noticing. Now, before continuing, you already enjoy and subscribe to the channel, because here I bring you the best psychological strategies to become a more magnetic and irresistible person. Oh, and leave the like if you want more videos revealing the secrets of the human mind to attract and maintain a high-value relationship. But calm down, how does this trick work in practice? How can you activate it to make anyone feel connected to you without having to force anything? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you now. Before telling you exactly how to activate this trigger, I want you to do a quick exercise. Think of a time when you tried to impress someone and felt that the connection just didn't happen. Perhaps you have spoken too much, trying too hard, or even tried to be someone who wasn't. Now I want you to comment here. What is the biggest difficulty you face when you try to be more charismatic or attract someone? Right there, because the first step to change anything is to identify what needs to be adjusted. What's more, when you comment, you commit to this change, and I am here precisely to help you in this process. If you really want to learn to master the art of attraction and build real connections, you already subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any video. I am bringing valuable content that will transform the way people perceive you and help you develop a relationship of high value, whether in seduction, at work, or even in your social life. And of course, leave the like in this video because it helps me to continue bringing content like this to you. And believe me, what I will teach you now can put you among the few who really understand how to arouse instant connection in anyone. Prepared? So pay attention, because now comes the most important part. Now pay attention, because it can completely change the way people perceive you. There is a powerful psychological mechanism called the mirror effect, and it is one of the greatest responsible for making someone like you almost instantly. This effect happens when you unconsciously reflect body language, tone of voice, and even some words of the person with whom you are interacting. The most interesting. This activates in her brain a sense of automatic connection without her realizing it. Has it happened to talk to someone and, without realizing it, start talking in the same tone or subtly copying that person's gestures? This is the mirror effect working. When someone is reflected in you, the brain activates a trigger of affinity and comfort, and that affinity creates an immediate connection. This is one of the secrets of charismatic people, those who seem to have natural magnetism and make others feel comfortable in their presence. And now, think about the impact of this on relationships. If you know how to activate this effect strategically, you can create a deeper connection on the first date, strengthen interest in a relationship, or even improve your interaction with friends and colleagues. The best of all, This works with anyone and in any context. But how to do this naturally? The first step is to observe. Before mirror someone, realize how this person speaks and moves. Some speak slowly, others are more expressive. Some gesture a lot, some almost nothing. Identifying this pattern is essential for the technique to work. The second step is subtle synchrony. And here is the secret: don't copy exaggeratedly. Mirroring needs to be natural and almost imperceptible. If the person slightly leans the head, you can do the same a little later. If she speaks slowly, try to reduce the pace of her speech a little. Small adjustments like these make the connection happen fluidly and spontaneously. And the third step is verbal reinforcement. This means using words similar to those that the person uses. If she says, "I feel this is important," you can answer something like, "Yes, I feel that it makes a difference." This detail increases the feeling of tune and identification, making the conversation flow naturally. Now I want you to test this technique in your next conversation. Experience, observe, mirror subtly, and verbally reinforce. Then come back here and tell me in the comments if you realized that the person was more engaged or comfortable with you. And if you want to learn more psychological techniques to become more charismatic and magnetic, you already subscribe to the channel and let "I want to learn more" in the comments. Now you prepare, because in the next step I will show you how to apply it even more powerfully to generate attraction and genuine interest. Now that you have understood how the mirror effect and the impact it can have on your interactions work, it's time to learn to put it into practice in your daily life. And here is the best of all. Anyone can use this technique to become more charismatic and attractive, regardless of the appearance, status, or experience in conversation. Just follow a few simple but extremely effective steps. The first step is to observe before acting. A lot of people are wrong to try to force the connection right away, talking too much or trying to impress. But the true secret of the connection is in the active listening. Before speaking, pay attention to how the other person expresses himself, in the way he gestures, in the tone of voice he uses. If she speaks fast, you can subtly adjust your pace to accompany. If it is calmer and uses a lower tone, soften your voice to create this tune. Not only does this make another person feel more comfortable, but also active in their brain a sense of familiarity and confidence. After observing comes the second step: mirror subtly. Here the big secret is not to overdo it. If you copy exactly everything the person does, it may seem strange or even artificial. What you need to do is align your body language, tone of voice and expressions in a natural way. For example, if the person leans the head to the side while speaking, you can wait a few seconds and make a slight similar movement. If it uses certain words often, try to include some of these words in the conversation organically. This makes, without realizing it, she feels that you have something in common. And in the world of social interactions, similarity generates connection. Now, one of the most important moments, using this technique at the right time. The mirror effect works better when the conversation is already flowing. If you try to mirror someone in the first minute of interaction, it may look like forced. The ideal is to wait until the person is more involved in the conversation and then apply the subtle adjustments to their communication. This will further strengthen the bond and make the connection happen naturally. For you to understand how this technique can be applied in practice, imagine a romantic encounter situation. If the other person is talking about something they like, instead of just listening passively, you can show involvement by repeating a few words that they used, adjusting your facial expression to reflect the emotion of the moment, and slightly synchronize your posture with hers. This makes the other person feel understood and connected to you, increasing the attraction almost instantaneously. Now, think of a professional context. If you are in a job interview or negotiating something important, mirroring can create a higher level of trust. When you subtly reflect your interlocutor's tone and posture, He feels that you are in the same tune, and this can directly influence his decision to hire you or close an agreement with you. But beware, what shouldn't you do? First, never overdo it. If you realize that you are imitating all their gestures, the effect will be the opposite and can generate discomfort. Second, do not try to use this technique to manipulate people negatively. The purpose of the mirror effect is to create genuine connections and improve their interactions, not deceive or deceive someone. Now, and you already know how to apply this psychological trick. All you need to do is test it. Charismatic people are not born this way. They learn the secrets of attraction and social connection. So if you want to become more magnetic and irresistible, start practicing this technique from today. And I want to know about you. Tell me in the comments if you have already noticed this effect happening in some conversation. Have you ever felt instantly connected to someone without knowing why? Or have you noticed that it was more comfortable with someone who seemed to have a very similar way to yours? Write down here and share your experience. If this video helped you, leave a yes in the comments, because it shows me that you want more content like this. And of course, you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to continue learning the secrets of attraction, seduction, and charisma. And if you liked this technique, you already run to watch the next video where I reveal an even more powerful trick to win anyone. Now you prepare, because what comes next can completely change your game.